communication is critical for all of us during this time. And that means the big telecom companies like our parent company, Verizon, are stepping up to the plate to protect not only their employees, but also their customers. And joining us now is Hans Vestberg, CEO of Verizon. Hans, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I am curious to know about the network. I mean, we have so many people now working from home, doing schoolwork from home. How is that constraining your network at the moment?
Thank you and good morning. No, I think that first of all, we see some moderate growth in the network, but what we really see is, of course, a change in patterns of the network. We just made our week-to-week comparison, and actually gaming is up 75% in the network. VPN connections, which basically is when you're working from home to a corporation, is up over 30%. Web traffic up 20%. All that indicate there's a lot more people working from home, which we know they are. So that's what's happening. So what we are monitoring 24/7 is to understand how the pattern in the network is changing. So we really can see that each and every of our customers actually can do what they need to do in these times. So far, our network is keeping up very well. We have built a very robust network, but we're monitoring 24/7 to see where the changes are in the network and where traffic is going. And one sort of detail is we see much less traffic in New York on the wireless network at the moment, for example, because there's much less people there. So patterns are changing both on the wireless and wireline network.
Hans, good morning. Brian here. Good to see you here. More than 50% of Verizon's wireless subscribers are on unlimited plans. Have you seen that number tick as more people are working from home, or are you starting to see some trade down as people worry about their jobs?
No, we haven't seen anything. That we're very early into this pandemic, so we haven't seen much of that. What we have seen is, of course, that people are very careful about and understanding that the wireless network is important to them. We have built a very robust network. So as I said before, we see moderate growth in the network overall, but we see patterns moving from urban environments to suburban environments. But the network is built like that, but we need to wait a little bit more to see it finally. However, of course, we prioritize some of the most vulnerable groups like first responders, e-learning for education, things like that, hospitals, which really need it. So we are seeing that they definitely have all the traffic and all the data they need. But in general, the network is performing well for all our customers.
Hey Hans, Andy Serwer here. Good morning. I wanted to ask you a little bit about your stores and how you go about making a decision between keeping Verizon employees safe versus serving customers. That must be a difficult thing to balance.
Yeah, we have an operation 24/7 in an emergency operations center. We get all information from all around the world, if it's around our employees, the network, our customers, society in general. And we actually work 24/7 to take decisions. When it comes to our stores, we have already reduced it quite dramatically, how many stores we have open. And we have also changed the opening times. We also have changed how we interact in the stores. We're basically only doing one-on-one with social distancing with any customer. But you're right, we're balancing the most important for us, the safe and healthy of our employees and partners. But secondly, we also need to understand that in this time, one of the most critical infrastructures is the network, and that people can actually communicate. So we're balancing that every day. We take decisions 24/7, and we actually have a live webcast of all our 135,000 employees every day at noon in order to be as transparent as possible, give them all information. And I think that's so important. And what you are doing is also important, because news and information in these times are extremely important.
Hans, I'm curious to see what you're doing to help those on the front lines who are Verizon customers, people like first responders and health agencies. What are you doing with regards to that?
So when it comes to first responders, we have our principals, but basically they have unlimited data at these moments, and they get everything they need. When it comes to hospitals and other vulnerable critical infrastructure, we are serving them equally. We're just having our local organization working with them, so that we'll continue to do. And to be honest, that we do in any crisis that there will be, we would always give the first responders priority in our network.
Hans, interesting. Last week you came out and put a $500 million increase. I think that surprised a lot of people. Counterintuitive. Why'd you make that big move?
There was two reasons. Number one was that we have a really robust network, but I also want to be prepared if I need to do more to keep that high quality that Verizon have, because that's expecting for our customers regardless of times. So that was one. The second was, of course, we're a responsible company. We want to show that we are investing in this country. We want to see that we continue even in these tough times. And I think it's a responsibility for corporations of the size of Verizon to actually do investment in these times, as well as we want to be prepared if we need to do more in the network. That was the main reason why we came out.
Hans, you talked a little bit to Alexis about how the business is doing in terms of you're seeing increased demand on the network and so forth. And I'm wondering, are you, even in these difficult times, communicating with Wall Street about how the business is going? And are you going back and forth and communicating, because there are obviously many investors in the stock?
Yeah, no, I think we have a huge amount of inbound calls from our investor asking us. Of course, we're very transparent. We say exactly the same to everyone. And what we've said so far, it's too early to judge if this is going to have a material impact on our financials. We have to let a couple of weeks more continue on this to see what's going to happen. But you're right, there are areas where probably we're going to have lower revenues, and we're going to be areas we might even have higher revenues. But as I said, it's too early to judge right now.
And Hans, I'm curious if you've been working at all or in communication with the White House, with the president, and sort of what would your message be right now to lawmakers as you and CEOs of other large Fortune 500 companies try to navigate this unprecedented time?
I think that first of all, for obvious reason, this is an extremely important infrastructure. So of course you discuss with the FCC and all these constituencies in the government how the network is doing, what we can do more together. We did the Keep America Connected agreement pledged, where it means that all small and medium businesses and all residential consumers, we will not charge them for late fees. We will not disconnect them the next 60 days. So of course we have that. But I also think in these times, we all have huge responsibilities. I mean, we at Verizon, we have all our customers, we have all our employees. We are focused on that. The government have their constituency that they have to work with. You are a media outlet. You have all your customers need to listen to us. I think in times of crisis, the most important is that you really serve the constituency you have around you in order to move this forward. And that's what we're doing. And that's leadership from all different stakeholders in these times.
Hans Vestberg, CEO of Verizon, thanks for being with us.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.